Hi everyone, let me introduce you to Clip Chopper. Clip Chopper is a tool that I've written for my wife that asked me how easy could I make it to create clips out of our existing video recordings. So basically, I looked at the options and decided to create a front end on top of ffmpeg. ffmpeg is an open source cross-platform solution to play and encode audio and video streams. And using ffmpeg, I created Clip Chopper. So Clip Chopper is intended to be simple to use. So let's begin by selecting an input source. So I've picked Sintel, which you can see right here. And then you can choose how to create clips and how to encode them. So the first option is first to set up ffmpeg. You need to specify the two files here. And once they're set, you can click the validate button. If you don't have ffmpeg, you can download it by clicking this link, which will open the ffmpeg download page. And once it's installed, you type in, click validate, and it will say here at the top that everything is okay. Next, we have three different types of ways to encode the video or to create the clips. Fast copy takes actual source encoded video and just copies it without re-encoding, which means it maintains exactly the same audio and visual quality as the source. But the limitation is that it can only be performed on keyframes. Keyframes are the lines you can see here on the timeline, and you can use these buttons to stick between them. So if I were to create a clip here, I have to set the start and the end to a clip frame. Otherwise, it wouldn't be clipped accurately in the exact position that I want. This is the limitation when you're just copying and you're not re-encoding. Next, you have the options to do an accurate re-encoding. So you don't need to see the keyframe lines anymore because they don't matter. And here, basically, the video is re-encoding exactly on the frames that you specify. So, for example, I can move the clip and resize it any way I want, and it will be accurate. I can create another clip and resize it. The clips can even be overlapping. I can then zoom in, zoom out. I can show a thumbnail preview, which will take a second. And I can also show an audio waveform, which makes it easier to cut on exact words. And you can zoom in on the selected clip or zoom out, or you can scroll through the timeline. And you can press the preview button to show to preview the currently selected clip. And you can also stick a little bit forward and a little more distance, and you can play, you can control the volume. This is just for the preview. And finally, okay, so let's go to the encoding. You can choose the container type. It can be an MP4 file, or it can be a Matroska MKV file. You can choose the type of encoder to use, the type of encoding, which AV1 is the best quality and most suited for YouTube, but playback may not be possible on some lower end PCs, especially if you use 4K resolutions. Next, you can choose the type of encoder. For example, this is a CPU encoder, and this is a GPU encoder, and this is another CPU but hardware encoder on certain Intel CPUs. And you have basically different type of encoders. This is probably the most reliable, but if you have an NVIDIA card or an AMD card, you can choose these. If you have a recent Intel CPU but no GPU card, just with integrated graphics, you can use Intel QuickSync. The type of encoder depends on the type of codec. Not all of them are supported. For example, with AV1, you only get one, and it's only on the CPU. And then you can select the quality and whether to copy the video. Copy the video means that it's not re-encoded, that it is completely lossless copy. And then you have even more advanced coding, like specifying the bitrate. You have a little bit of explanation about everything here. And the encoding priority for the CPU. If it's running on idle, you can continue using your computer without the encoding interfering with your daily process. And finally, on this side, you have the option to hard encode the subtitles into the video. For example, if you want to upload a video with subtitles to YouTube, you want to encode the subtitles into the video, and you can choose either one of the internal tracks that came with the video itself, or you can choose an external track here and then tell it to use the external track. And that's it for the encoder. You can hide everything here so you can just see the clips. Okay, right now it's giving me a warning because I selected an external track. Let me just do accurate and then I can hide this. I can delete clips. You can also use this button. You can duplicate a clip, create another clip through here. You can save and load your project. And once you're ready to encode, you can just click the export buttons and the files would be saved to the output folder, which is usually the same folder that the input file were in. And that's basically it. You can also open the output folder just to inspect it or view the logs. Since this is just a front end for ffmpeg, so you can see the ffmpeg logs here. And that's it. Hope this has been informative. Have a good day.